Bill O'Neill, winner, winner, winner. Bill O'Neill advances for a title. Indeed, the birthday girl, Stephanie Zavala.
9 to make the show. There it is.
He yelled, do it, and he did it. BJ Moore makes the show. 10 is a win for Snodgrass. Title number 6 on the PWBA Tour.
Off his hand, it looks good. It looks good. He's done it. He's done it. Well, good afternoon and welcome to Decatur, Illinois, 2026 PBA Groupon Illinois Classic. I am Craig Elliott, joined with PBA Hall of Famer Tom Hess. Tom, it's a practice session here this afternoon here for the Illinois Classic. We're going to go through a lot of different players, patterns, all the fun stuff we'll see over the next several days. I want to give a big welcome to all our friends out there on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber to Bowl TV yet, now is the time. This is only the 4th tournament of the PBA Tour season. We've still got 6 more to go after this and plenty of action to share here. Tom, we just got done with the PTQ. Saw a great finish. We actually had a roll-off in that event. Pretty good scoring in that pattern. Expect to see more good scoring here on this?
I really do. I think this is going to be one of the highest scoring patterns of the season. These players are going to score. We'll talk a little bit about the pattern when we sit down. But, you know, Greg, we've only got 6 left on the CW. Right after that, we go right into the World Series of Bowling.
Correct.
So don't forget about that.
That's right.
They're going to have another, 8 weeks or so of bowling to watch.
You're right. Yeah, and that World Series of Bowling is going to be a lot of broadcasts
yes.
a couple of weeks up in Minneapolis. So let's go out the lanes, kind of introduce a few of the players we got here in this week's tournament. We did hear Bill O'Neill is back. I think he's going to go out there and see if his body gets him through. He had, I think it was a quad injury.
Yeah, it was a quad for Bill.
See if he can go here. Took the week off last week. You know, he hates missing the U.S. Open, a major. That's got to be rough, but he knows if he's going to get through the rest of this season, you got to be healthy.
Well, like you said, Craig, that tells you just how severe that injury was. For Bill O'Neill to not go to Woodland Bowl. Not just that it's the U.S. Open, but at Woodland Bowl where he has had so much success. You know that Bill wasn't feeling right. I hope he's feeling great. And, hey, looky right there. Who's that guy?
That's our U.S. Open champion, Pat Dombrowski.
What a show. Had the opportunity to put it away. Gave Simo a chance to tie it up. Boy, when Simo threw those first 2, I thought we were going to a roll-off.
And so did he. We actually talked about that. I just got done doing an interview with Pat. You'll see on our Bowl TV social media here later today, probably. Yeah, he said it last night. When I didn't get that 9, I figured it was a roll-off all day long. And you know what? It almost was. But he got the win. A lot of years out there, you know, just kind of banging around, waiting to get his chance. And he got it, and he won it. It was a 6 TV appearance and a W, the green jacket to boot. So that's pretty awesome for him. Just saw another player kind of come back off an injury. Justin Knowles had that back issue. Like he's going to try to give it a go here as well.
Oh, that's right. Justin WD'd last week, didn't he? Yeah. We talked about the great performance that he had down in St. Peters, Missouri, where he actually made the show and bowling with a little bit of a slip disc and said he could, he's basically dragging one leg the whole time. And boy, if that's the case, look out when he gets healthy. If he's making shows on one leg, holy cow.
yeah, that's a new trick. So full field. We'll have to see if anybody else from the PTQ gets in. You know, see how Justin fares, see how Bill O'Neill fares, or you know who else knows what might happen here. Buttriff was nursing a bit of an injury as well. He made it through the U.S. Open, but he wasn't 100% healthy.
You know, one of the things, Craig, we might want to let the people know, it's going to be a little bit different format for an actual PBA event this week. A and B squads this week, kind of like the U.S. Open last week. Going to bowl 8 games a block, just 3 guys on a pair. So it'll be 48 players on the lane at a time. The full field this week is 96 players. Squad time's going to be pretty familiar as Brian puts those up on the screen for you. 11 and 6, 11 and 6, 11 and 6.
Wait, 11 and 6?
Good guess, Craig.
Yes.
Glad I could set you up for that one.
I'm a quick study. And of course, the show live on the CW at 3 p.m. And Tom, it's one of our favorite formats, the best of 7. You saw those matches at the Missouri Classic. We're going to have those matches again, and if it's anything like a Missouri Classic, it's going to be a heck of elimination rounds. Match play.
As a fan of bowling, there's just no. I mean, I guess the only thing that would be quicker excitement than a best of 7 is a best of 3. Right. They get it over fast, but I think best of 7 is about the perfect format for a best of. You know, if you get swept in 4 games, well, you probably you weren't going to figure them out in the first 4. You're probably not going to figure them out game 5, 6, and 7
Could have been
anyway.
Best of 11. You probably weren't going to figure it out.
yeah. If it was best of 9 or whatever, you're probably not going to get them anyway. But man, the momentum swings of a 7-game match. Our colleague Mike Flanagan was comparing it to like baseball world, series of 7 games where it's 1 game a day. We do all 7 in a round, but
basically in about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
The ebbs and flows of, this guy's got it, this guy's lost. The strategy that comes into play in a best of 7 match. It's in my opinion the absolute most thrilling for the fans.
And we're going to have a full day and a half of that match play, and back in our booth for that we're going to have Mike Flanagan and PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson calling the match play, so it should be another great weekend of action here on Bull TV. And let's take a look at this oil pattern. The Carmen Salvino, the legend Carmen himself, his name pattern here in Illinois. Tom, what do you got? What are you seeing on that?
Well, the reason I think that the scores are going to be pretty high is if you just kind of look at the picture of the graph, not a whole lot of tricks. Pretty standard. It's 43 feet, 35.36 mils of oil. We're using infinity oil this week.
I just see that.
So, but I don't think any of that's going to be too tricky. Drop brush at 38 feet, which means just 5 feet of buff. And from the pros' perspective, 2.56 to 1 ratio. That's pretty easy for these guys. Let's just say it. We're looking at 96 of the best bowlers in the world, and there's no what Mike was calling down in St. Peter's. There's no sand traps or anything like that. It's pretty much straightforward. Looking at the graph, you can see where the shape is at on the right hand side of the lane. It starts at about 4, 5, 6, and just kind of keeps shaping all the way into 12. And a little bit flatter on the outside on the left. The shape on the left actually starts about 6 and runs into about 12. I think we should be looking for knockdown, drag out matches, high scoring when it gets there. I think the number to get there is going to be huge. I think the best bowlers in the world are going to go out and put on a show this week and throw a lot of strikes.
Count me in. And just a note on those times we just mentioned, all those 11 and 6s, that is Central Time.
Yes.
Central Time, not Eastern or Western or Pacific or Southern or Northern. Central Time.
What's kind of Northern Time?
I don't know. Whatever we want it to be.
He said that because he's from way up north in Michigan, eh?
Hey, not quite Canada.
You're not quite Canadian?
Not quite Canadian.
There's another player that was on our show yesterday, Chris Vine. Chris ends up with a 3rd place finish at the U.S. Open. He was looking for U.S. Open number 2.
I don't know if you happen to see the picture that Angie Vi, Chris's mom,
I did. She showed me, yeah.
But once qualifying got done, he made the show. He was, I swear, he was out cold. Just mentally, physically exhausted. And that's what that tournament does to you. All those games, that kind of pressure. And here we go, a day later, right back on lanes, doing it again.
Yeah, he got to go. He got to have a little bit of fun on the show, though. Unfortunately, what a brutal 7-10.
How many 7-10s were there on the show?
I thought somebody said 5.
Oh, yeah,
Andrew Anderson back-to-back in his match. My goodness.
And that wasn't a leave that we really saw a lot during the week. Kind of like today, we saw a lot of the 4 through the middles on that scorpion pattern we had during the PTQ. There's always the center patterns that you have leaves that kind of pop up, and the 7-10s They weren't really on our bingo card last week at the Open until the TV show.
Well, I as a guy that was out there on the lanes for a lot of that, Craig, I'm gonna disagree. I left a lot when I was bowling during the qualifying. Sam Cooley, he said he left a bunch. There was quite a few, more than normal. I would say. Why, I don't know. And looky there,
The wily veteran.
Looky there,
Your buddy Adsies.
that's all you got to do for the folks at home. If you want to get in a PBA tournament, you just got to become the GM of a center that's hosting one and ask for a commissioner's exemption. Of course, I'm talking about PBA 50 national champion Tom Adcock. For those that don't know, Tom is the GM here for David Small at beautiful Victory Lanes in Decatur, Illinois. Tommy gets the commissioner's exemption or the proprietor's exemption, or however you want to word it. Tom Adcock is in the field this week. If the out plays for a little while and stays there for a little while, not that Tom can't play in, but I think he would tell you his strength is playing just a little bit straighter than the rest of the field. And if you can keep the ball in front of you and kind of throw it over your left toe, I see Tom Adcock having some fun. I think maybe one other person in this field might know the tendencies of the lanes better, and maybe not because he's moved away, but we are also in Jake Peters' hometown.
And
Back
Jake
at Decatur,
Peters' Pro
Illinois.
Shop here as well.
Yes.
That's why they call him Decatur Jake. So I think that's why they call him Decatur Jake. Makes sense. Maybe not.
Do we got to get you out there to get you to confirm that?
Yeah, we'll get our investigative reporters on that one and see what we come up with. So again, big shout out everybody out there watching, of course, on Bowl TV and on the Sport of Bowling YouTube page for our live look-in. Go to bowltv.com if you'd like to sign up and become a subscriber for the best bowlers in the world. In addition to all the PBA events, we're going to have PWBA, PBA 50. This weekend we've got collegiate events, all sorts of bowling. If you're a bowling fan, Bowl TV is a place for you. Go sign up today.
A couple of Zachs there. Zach Tackett, Zach Wilkins.
We are able to take your payment, so before you leave,
Bo Peterson just made it out of the PTQ. Jarris, go.
Jarris, go.
Yeah, he got in. He got the commissioner's exemption this week. Newman had to bowl, and they're going to flip it around next week. Newman's in the field next week, and Jarris has to bowl.
Okay.
The PTQ.
All right.
I love the fact that Tom Clark has the commissioner's exemption and the ability to say, hey, guys, if you're going to fly halfway around the world, I'll guarantee you're in one. You got to earn your way into the other. I love that. I think that's great for the sport of bowling to get those guys over here and allow them to do that.
So, Tom Clark, if you're listening, if I fly over to Korea, do I get an exemption in the KPBA event? I'll take it.
Well, I don't know if Tom can make that happen.
Oh, come on, Tom.
Call Flanagan. I hear he's got his number, and maybe he can make that happen for you. Trevor Roberts,
Give it a
Ryan
shot.
Spear, a couple of the young guys, DJ Archer, Matt Ogle.
there were a couple of slight changes to the lineup, so please be sure you take a peek at that. It's posted in the locker room, on the door, right beside that arcade.
Wow, between those two shots we just saw on 27 and then on 26, looks like guys might be playing the lanes multiple ways. Ryan Spear throws it right up the gutter, solid nines, and Ogle is playing 20. There's a guy, DJ Archer. DJ could have a week this week. 43-foot pattern. Loves to throw it slow. Loves to get inside and wheel it. This could get right into DJ's wheelhouse this week.
So this is a 2-hour practice session, Tom. How long into this session are these guys really trying to figure the pattern out, and at what point is it just staying loose and, you know, getting some reps in, right? Because it's going to change quite a bit. And also practice session, you know, we know it doesn't quite play. They just got done with the PTQ. Doesn't quite play the same as a regular tournament. What are these guys really trying to do here in this first 15, 20 minutes?
Well, when I'm out there on the lanes, I'm looking at about 20 to 25, maybe 30 minutes of they might break down kind of close to what you're going to see. but several things aren't happening right now. There's not a lot of spare balls going down the lane, and you really don't have guys repetitively throwing 5 or 6 or 7 shots in a row in the same part of the lane with the same ball. They're all kind of bouncing around, playing different parts of the lane, trying to see what feels best for them and what they're going to try to do coming in tomorrow. They're going to play a little different in the morning. What happened this week that doesn't always happen quite a lot is the fact that the PTQ ran a little later. Then we had a roll-off.
Right.
So the lanes didn't get to be oiled, and they let them sit for a little while. That's why we started late. The PBA has a lane maintenance procedure that the lanes have to sit after the last lane is oiled for a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly what that time is, but I do know that they do that. So we're bowling in the afternoon when the lanes have already been hot. There was a lot of people in here for that PTQ. On top of the bowlers, there was a lot of spectators. I don't know if you felt it, Craig, but I felt it being chillier during the roll-off because a lot of the people had left,
sure.
and there was more open space. So in the morning, they're going to come in. They're going to oil the lanes after they've been sitting all night. It's going to be cool. That's why we normally see the lanes hold up. I shouldn't say hold up. That's probably not the right word, but they play a little more favorable in the mornings. I think the lanes, as we talk about every time we're on here, when they oil them when they've been bowled on, the fronts tend to hook a little earlier, which makes the backs seem a little bit tighter. And then the more you oil it and the more you put it out, the same thing happens. But yeah, the two big things for me coming into a new center is I just try to get used to my surroundings, and the big thing for me being a big guy is I try to get my soles right. I try to make sure my shoes, and that's one of the most important thing for all these bowlers out here is your balance. If you're not comfortable and balanced at the line, it's hard to make a good shot. So
yeah, all great points.
Get your shoes comfortable, kind of get used to the surroundings. And here we don't have any things, but just throwing out about St. Peter's, there was some poles down the lane. So you try to throw some shots near the pole so that your first shot in competition, you're like, oh God, that's weird because that pole's there. In Dave's big, beautiful center here, we don't have anything like that to deal with. But that's just some of the things that these pros look at for the practice sessions. A lot of the guys will move around. Some will get in a group and stay on that same pair.
And we'll do a little recap here on what you can expect over the next several days. 11 and 6 the next several days between qualifying, advances round, and best of 7 match plays. Carmen Salvino pattern. We're in Decatur, Illinois. Dave Small's Victory Lanes, the 106th PBA event for Dave Small. $30,000 to the winner this week. 32 players will get a check out of the 96. And then we'll find out who's going to make the top 5 for match play, and that's going to be live on the CW next Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Time, so that's 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern next week on the CW. Tom, any final thoughts as we wrap up this practice? Big shout out to all our friends out there watching on YouTube. Hope you become subscribers.
Yeah, no, hey, if you're watching on YouTube right now and you're not a subscriber, tune in. You get to see the best bowlers in the world. This week, we've got a camera on every pair, so you can watch. If you're quick enough switching the cameras, you can watch every ball of every bowler if you want to. But no, I'm looking forward to this one. I think we're going to see scores. I think we're going to see strikes. I'm not going to say like record-breaking strikes. Normally the record breakers are on the little bit shorter patterns where there's a little more friction. But I just think we're going to see scores. I think the matches are going to be exciting. They always are. Of course, there's always, are we going to get another match where a guy bowls 10-50 for 4 and gets swept?
No chance.
Because
no chance. I mean, it'd be great.
A guy missed breaking the scoring record by 3 pins.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about Graham Faw. What he did to Eric Jones. Eric Jones beats anybody else in the building.
So remember, though, these are 8-game blocks, correct?
8-game blocks.
The 8-game scoring record is the oldest PBA scoring record.
Holy Holy cow. We both
out there.
pointed
Billy
at the same
Hardwick
time.
from the 60s, the oldest scorer in America. And Jesper just threw a backup ball.
Jesper just threw it from the right.
Is he just messing with Doherty on that
I
one?
have never seen him do that.
Yeah, I think he's just messing with Tom on that one. But we're speechless now.
That was amazing. Yeah, I know you can't see us because we're on camera, but we saw it when we both pointed right at that, right at the same time. There's Toon Hakeem, man. What a week last week. Came down to the last shot. Game 56, frame 11. He was the last bowler bowling in the building. Needed a strike and then solid count, and unfortunately he didn't get that strike.
Heartbreak for Toon. It turned out to that benefited Andrew Anderson as he made this show. But we have not seen the last of Toon Hakeem. He is a PBA champion, and a good chance he'll put himself in position again in the near future.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I hate to keep going back to last week and everything, but what an exciting. The whole week was just exciting.
It was.
But how incredible was that last 8 games to at the end of the night, the only change in the top 5 was Andrew and Tim swapping 4 and 5. And it was up and down all night long.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the end of the games, ain't nothing happened. It's all the same.
That's a major championship right there, U.S. Open, and this one hopefully is just as exciting here as we were going to be live all week long, 11 and 6 Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So if you get a chance, come on and join us here. Subscribe today if you're not already a subscriber. We appreciate it if you do. That'd be awesome. You can join Tom Hetch. You can join me, Craig Elliott. You can join Brian Kane. Jimmy Callahan will be here. Mike Flanagan will be here. PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson also will be here during match plays. So get out there, subscribe to Bowl TV. Come out and join us today for the 2026 Groupon PBA Illinois Classic right here on Bowl TV. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bill O'Neill, winner, winner, winner. Bill O'Neill advances. For title. Indeed. The birthday girl, Stephanie Zavala.
9 to make the show. There it is.
He yelled, do it, and he did it. BJ Moore makes the show. 10 is a win for Snodgrass. Title number 6 on the PWBA Tour.
Off his hand, it looks good. It looks good. He's done it. He's done it.